listeners, welcome to another great podcast. This is Satavisa. For today's podcast, we have with us Vijay Sankaran, VP and CTO of Johnson Controls. Hello Vijay, welcome to Analytics Insight. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Satavisa. It's fantastic to be here in India, visiting all of our sites, and thank you for having me on our podcast.
That's great. Thank you. Now, I would like to ask you to give us a brief about Johnson Controls and the services that it's offer.
Wonderful. So Johnson Controls is, an industry leader in all building and smart building technologies and software. We do everything from selling many advanced industrial equipment to support the building's landscape, from chillers, security products, controls to control all the buildings, all of the HVAC products that we have, air handling units, and then all powered through our connected software platform, OpenBlue, that allows for optimization of all of these different devices in the IoT environment, as well as advanced applications that we deliver digitally to enable our customers to truly drive smart, healthy, and sustainable building outcomes. If you think about what we're trying to do is build a truly intelligent building software platform that can allow our customers to run their buildings autonomously.
Well, that sounds really interesting. Now, I would like to know your opinion on how intelligent technology is going to transform buildings.
Yeah, so I know this is a data and analytics podcast, and if you think about it, it's all about the data at the end of the day, and how do you use the data both from sources inside the building plus external data, utilizing advanced analytics and AI and ML to drive some of those optimizations to really power the outcomes that our customers are looking for. So if you can think about a couple of different applications in the way that OpenBlue works, we are one of the leaders in terms of chillers across the world, and through our new connected chillers AI solutions, we're actually able to proactively predict when a chiller may fail or have is under duress, and by utilizing the data that is coming off of the chiller, we're able to proactively send out a technician to address the issue, or maybe even change some of the software settings in our controls environment to say, okay, operate at a lower level of efficiency and avoid the failure until a technician can come out and fix it, rather than historically the customer would endure a downtime. So in terms of overall fault detection and monitoring, there's huge opportunities around that. Another key area is in the healthy building space, where as people are returning to the office and they want to make sure that the space is well ventilated when there's occupants in the office environment, we have a number of different sensors and technologies that can detect the utilization within a space, and based upon that we can either increase the ventilation in the space, decrease the temperatures, monitor different conditions to ensure that the space is healthy and well ventilated for the occupants that are coming in. And another area that we're really focused on with the same data from the building is sustainability, where when you think about companies through the new agreements, at Davos or COP25, really, how do we begin to drive more net zero, across our buildings? We have a net zero advisor solution that takes the data from within the building as well as utility consumption, and then tells customers what their carbon emission outputs are, and then by introducing new technologies like on-site solar or battery storage, how can companies begin to create a trajectory to their net zero goals? So this is how we're using the data from the buildings, applying artificial intelligence and machine learning against that data, and powering outcomes around smart, healthy, and sustainable spaces.
Thanks, Vijay, for explaining that so well. Now, I'm curious, like, what are the challenges that you must have faced while leveraging disruptive technologies in your operations, and how did you solve them?
Yeah, that's a great question, Satavisa. And when I think about the biggest challenge, it's all the devices that exist inside the building that have so much diversity, from security products to fire products to different building automation systems to different sensors to different types of chillers and HVAC units. So how do you connect the diversity of all of those different devices that may all be of different ages? And so, one of the key rallying cries that I've given to the team is to win at the edge. And so about a year ago, we launched our edge software stack called OpenBlue Bridge, which is really intended to connect all the different devices types at the edge seamlessly. And so OpenBlue Bridge, which is, you can think of it as the iOS for smart buildings, really enables that rapid connectivity using a connector toolkit supporting all different protocols at the edge to seamlessly connect into the smart building. And so that has made our ability to connect to the smart buildings and all the devices in the buildings much more seamless. Now, over the past couple of years, in the alignment with the that strategy to win at the edge over the last year, we've made two acquisitions. One is a company called Foghorn, which is Edge AI. And really what Foghorn does is that it takes the data that is coming in at the edge with various different types of data and standardizes it at the edge, to be able to drive that standardization as it gets ingested into the cloud. Foghorn also allows us to apply Edge AI models to be able to have intelligence at the cloud, at the edge, so that we can begin to, identify alarms, correlate alarms, be able to do predictive failure analysis and other kinds of algorithm optimizations, on the edge gateway itself. And then finally, we made an acquisition just a few weeks ago of a company called Tempered Networks, which is a zero trust cybersecurity for the edge, which can connect the data from the edge and bring it up to the cloud in a highly secure way, which is actually creating a private network over the public internet to be able to do that in a highly encrypted way going forward. So by really focusing our energy on winning at the edge, we've really been able to address the challenges of complexity that exists inside the building.
Well, that's great. You people seem to be doing a great job. Now, besides the global presence, what do you think are your prospects in the Indian market?
I mean, I think, the Indian market is absolutely a ripe market for adoption of these smart building technologies that power outcomes around energy management, sustainability, decarbonization, healthy buildings. I mean, if you think about, the challenges that, are faced, in India, you have a lot of people returning back into the office now. You have a lot more, congestion inside the office. And so you want to be able to optimize ventilation. So, the whole healthy building space utilization types of capabilities that we offer is incredibly important. The second thing is, if you look at energy prices skyrocketing globally, the optimization of equipment to be able to run optimally, being able to, proactively understand where faults exist, and so that, you can have continuous operations in mission critical type of structures like hospitals, for example, is incredibly important. So there's a huge opportunity for that here in the Indian marketplace. And then finally, as you think about the bigger challenges around sustainability, global warming, blackouts, being able to utilize more solar and battery and local types of optimization, that's going to be more and more important in the Indian marketplace going forward. So in many ways, we feel that, India is very representative of the challenges that, maybe even more so the world is facing. And, that's one of the reasons that we have a high number of our engineering teams here based in India to really understand this market and be able to incorporate that, into the solutions that we're building on OpenBlue. And we have a number of very large customers here, who are adopting our technologies as well. So we believe that India is very ripe, for the adoption of these technologies.
That sounds really hopeful, and I'm sure you people are going to do more in the Indian market. Now, lastly, I want to ask you that what are your future plans with Johnson Controls?
Yeah, I mean, our future plans is to continue to really drive, innovation across all of our products at Johnson Controls. So, in terms of the core industrial products, we continue to drive innovation in terms of, low emissions products, with advanced, low emission refrigerants, new modular designs in terms of our products, really, advanced connected strategies around them. And then, in terms of software, is to truly be leaders leveraging artificial intelligence, data analytics, machine learning to drive different outcomes, whether it be in terms of, the sustainability area with more and more advanced optimizations for sustainability, or healthy spaces, being able to correlate building equipment with other sensors to be able to detect, advanced conditions like disease in a space so that people can kept space. And then, leveraging our strong experience in the security space, to keep people safe as well through critical event management, as well as, being able to leverage, our capabilities around access controls and video to be able to, keep people safe and be able to handle different conditions. So we'll continue to add intelligence, onto the OpenBlue platform. And that's really where that connecting with our advanced industrial products is going to be a key differentiator for Johnson Controls in both the global and Indian marketplace.
That sounds amazing. I hope this will help all of our listeners too. Thank you, Vijay, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Satavisa, for having me on the show.
Thank you.